Imagine a calm morning in the hills of Galilee, where the rising sun bathes the landscape in golden light. Between these hills and the Sea of Galilee, there is a story that has intrigued and fascinated scholars and believers for millennia. A story that mixes divine power, dark forces, and an unusual request. We are talking about the moment when Jesus, after crossing the sea with his disciples, arrives in the region of the Gerasenes. There, he encounters a man possessed by a legion of demons. But it's not just the encounter itself that draws attention. It's the demon's request that still echoes mysteriously in the pages of Scripture. Why, when they recognized Jesus, did they ask to be sent to a herd of pigs? Get ready to dive into one of the most enigmatic episodes in the New Testament, where the confrontation between good and evil takes unexpected turns. Let's explore what led these dark beings to make such a strange request, and what the implications of this event are, both at the time and for us today. This extraordinary encounter between Jesus and the demons is found in the Gospel of Mark, chapter 5, verses 1 to 20. Upon arriving in the region of the Gerasenes, Jesus is immediately confronted by a man who lived in the tombs. This man was known for his extraordinary strength, for tearing chains and shackles, and for wandering day and night through the tombs and hills, screaming and cutting himself with stones. The residents of the region feared this man and avoided the place, as he was possessed by many evil spirits. The situation was so serious that no one could contain or help him. And it was in this scenario of despair and desolation that Jesus arrived on the scene, bringing with him hope and divine power. As Jesus approached the man, he immediately noticed the presence of the evil spirits and began to confront them. This is the point at which the story takes an even more intriguing turn, with the demons recognizing Jesus' authority and preparing to make an unusual request, revealing a dark and mysterious side to his nature. Jesus, with his penetrating gaze and serene presence, approaches the possessed man. The scenery is desolate. Dark, damp tombs, scattered stones, and the smell of death in the air. The man, his body marked by wounds and scars, prostrates himself before Jesus, his eyes reflecting the anguish and torment of years of possession. The scene is tense. The disciples watch from a distance, apprehensive. The man screams loudly, his voice broken by moans of pain and despair. He cries out, "What have I to do with you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I ask you by God not to torment me." The words echo among the hills, reverberating the agony of the evil spirits that inhabit his body. Jesus calmly and authoritatively asks, "What is your name?" The answer comes not from the man, but from the demons within him. "My name is Legion, because we are many." This moment reveals the seriousness of the situation. It is not one evil spirit, but many, an entire legion, that controls the man. It is in this environment full of tension and expectation that the demons, aware of Jesus' power, prepare to make their peculiar request. The story is about to take a surprising and dark turn, revealing more about the nature of these evil spirits and the transforming power of Jesus. With the name Legion revealed, the atmosphere becomes even heavier. The demons, recognizing the supreme authority of Jesus, stir within the possessed man. They know that they are before the Son of God, whose mere presence poses immense danger to them. Their voices, now desperate, resound in unison. "What have we to do with you, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? Have you come here to torment us before our time?" The identification of Jesus by demons is an involuntary recognition of his divine power. Even dark beings cannot deny who he is. This moment underlines Jesus' authority over all things, including the powers of evil. It is a scene that provokes a mix of terror and reverence, showing that before Jesus, even demons tremble. As the demons writhe, the possessed man falls to the ground in a state of violent internal conflict. The legion of evil spirits, fearing expulsion into the abyss, sees their existence threatened. They need to find a way to avoid imminent destruction. So they begin to formulate a desperate plan, preparing to make a request to Jesus that will surprise everyone present. In the midst of emotional and spiritual turmoil, the demons make an unexpected and surprising request to Jesus. With pleading voices they beg, "If you drive us out, send us to that herd of pigs that are grazing over there on the hillside." This request, peculiar and alarming, marks a critical point in the narrative. The pigs, animals considered unclean by Jewish laws, graze peacefully, oblivious to the intense spiritual battle taking place just a few meters away. The demons, looking for an escape route that allows them to avoid the abyss, see in pigs an opportunity to continue existing in the physical world. Jesus, knowing the depths of the human heart and the malice of evil spirits, faces a decision. Jesus' response is not just a command, it is a revelation of his power and authority over the spiritual realm. He consents to the request, demonstrating his absolute control over the spirits and the consequences of their actions. This moment is crucial, as it shows that, even in extraordinary circumstances, the power of Jesus is undeniable. He wields this power not only to free man from demonic oppression, but also to teach a profound lesson about the nature of evil and redemption. By granting the demons' strange request, Jesus reveals an intriguing facet of the nature of these spiritual beings. The demons, by choosing pigs as refuge, demonstrate their preference for physical bodies, thus avoiding the torment of wandering aimlessly or being sent to the abyss, a fate of complete isolation and torture. The choice of pigs is particularly significant. In the cultural context of the time, pigs were considered unclean and undesirable, a living representation of impurity for both Jews and some Gentile groups. This choice highlights the destructive and impure nature of demons, in line with what is considered profane and rejected by society. Jesus' action, allowing the demons to enter the pigs, also serves as a powerful symbolism of purification. He not only frees man from a tortured existence, but also displaces evil into a symbol of impurity, eliminating it in a visible and dramatic way. This decision is not random, but a deliberate act that emphasizes his authority over evil and his ability to restore order and holiness, even in ways that defy our understanding. Jesus' decision to allow demons to enter the pigs has generated diverse theological interpretations over the centuries. Some scholars see this act as a demonstration of Jesus' mercy, which even at the time of expelling the demons allows them a way out that avoids their immediate torment in the abyss. Others interpret this permission as a lesson for those present and for us today about the consequences of evil and God's sovereignty over the natural and supernatural. The destruction of the pigs can be seen as a physical representation of the devastation that demons cause, not only to the individuals they possess, but also to the communities they enter. Furthermore, Jesus' permission has a deep spiritual dimension, reflecting on impurity and exclusion. By sending the demons to the swine, Jesus not only purifies the Gerasene man, but also sends a powerful signal about the transformation of the unclean into the clean and the restitution of the community which had been disturbed by the presence of the demon-possessed man. These diverse interpretations point to the complexity of biblical understanding and the depth of Jesus' actions, which operate on multiple layers of meaning and purpose, always encouraging deeper reflection on the nature of God and the impact of evil in the world. As soon as Jesus granted permission, the demons came out of the man and entered the pigs. What followed was a chaotic and disturbing scene. The herd, suddenly possessed by an evil force, went mad. About 2,000 pigs ran desperately, rushing down a steep slope toward the Sea of Galilee, where they drowned in the waters. This event not only served to visualize man's liberation, but also dramatically illustrated the demon's true destiny. Destruction. The self-destruction of the pigs can be interpreted as symbolic of the inherent self-destruction of evil when confronted by the ultimate good that Jesus represents. The loss of the pigs, despite being economically and materially significant for the region, carried greater symbolic weight. It concretely demonstrated the power of Jesus over the forces of evil and the complete restoration of a man to his community and to sanity. This act not only freed man from demons, but also purified the area of a palpable evil presence, relocating it to a destructive end away from humans. The local community's reaction to witnessing the shocking events was mixed and intense. While some marveled at the power demonstrated by Jesus, others were disturbed by the substantial economic loss that the death of the pigs represented. The pig herders, after witnessing the apocalyptic scene of the herd rushing to their deaths, ran to the city and the fields, spreading the news of what had happened. Fear and astonishment quickly spread among the inhabitants. Many came to see for themselves the man who was once possessed and now sat, clothed and in his right mind, next to Jesus. The visible transformation of the man served as a powerful testimony to the redemptive power of Jesus, contrasting sharply with the destruction of the swine. However, the fear of material loss and the unknown caused the inhabitants to ask Jesus to leave their lands. This aspect of the story highlights the complexity of human nature, which often balances between admiration for the divine and fear of power that challenges local norms and expectations. Jesus' departure, requested by the residents, was not just a moment of rejection. It was also a reflection of that community's priorities and fears, highlighting a persistent challenge throughout Jesus' mission, bringing spiritual transformation in the face of resistance based on fear and misunderstanding. The story of Jesus' encounter with the Gerasene man and subsequent expulsion of the demons into the swine is more than a miracle account. It is a profound meditation on the nature of evil, the sovereignty of God, and human reactions to the divine. The liberation of the possessed man and the tragic fate of the pigs reveal the transformative power of Jesus, capable of restoring life and at the same time demonstrating the destructiveness of evil. This episode serves as a powerful illustration of how Jesus confronts and dominates the forces of evil, bringing redemption to the afflicted, even if it means disrupting the existing economic and social order. The community's response, a mix of awe, rejection, and wonder, underscores the difficult truth that God's power, while always bent toward restoration, often defies our expectations and puts us in a place of discomfort and decision. So, as we reflect on this story, we are invited to consider our own response to the divine. Do we welcome the radical transformation that Jesus offers, or do we resist, fearing the changes it may bring? The story of the Gerasene man is an invitation to faith, challenging us to accept the freedom and full life that Jesus offers, even when it means leaving behind what is familiar and comfortable. This account is not just a chapter in the life of Jesus, it is an ongoing lesson about redemption, the power of divine love, and the eternal struggle against the forces that seek to divert us from the path of true life.